Hello everybody, this is Sweetbaboo. Oh, hello. We missed you. Oh, this is weird. Hello everybody, this is... Okay. Did you miss us? Stop interrupting my intro. Hello everybody, this is Sweetbaboo. I promise I'm not a weeb. I'm just getting that out of the way right now. This is basically a Doki Doki Literature Club ripoff that nobody's played before, but I haven't played Doki Doki Literature Club before, but I've already seen videos on it, so yeah. Just checking out my intro really quickly. Let's do about. Why is it off-centered? Okay, music volume. There we go. Sound volume, voice volume, down. Okay. Again, I promise I'm not a weeb. See, yeah, this is basically just Doki Doki Literature Club. Hello, I'm here to let you know that while many things have changed, we aren't quite ready yet. What even is this? But please enjoy all the same. Your input will help us learn and improve. Enter your name. I really want to name myself, Daddy. Yeah, I'm gonna name myself Daddy. Just cuz. I can't believe I have to fill the student information form out every year. Name easy, address sure. Oh, wait, what are your pronouns? Masculine pronouns. I'm a very masculine person, you know? I was meant to do this form before school started, and school started in less than an hour, which still counted. Oh, great. This hits too far home to me. Hey, I'm just gonna procrastinate until I have to turn it in a minute early. Not even joking. Sometimes, when I was in middle school, I would do my I'll pretend that I forgot my homework and I was trying to find it. Do not do this, okay? Do not do this. So if I didn't do my homework, then I would just pretend that I lost it. And then, I would do it in class while the teacher wasn't looking, and then I would hand it in to her at the end of the class. And I still got a good grade. What? Okay, I had a whole school year to think about my future and which college I'd attend. My future? It's hard to imagine what the future holds for me. I'm the top of my class for most of my subjects, and I could pursue almost any degree I set my eyes on. I'd even had several colleges send me letters asking if I'd consider applying to them. But I can't read, apparently. I only said most. Apparently reading is not one of them. One of the subjects that I'm at the top of my class on. I must seem like an egoist as everything revolves around me and my achievements. It's not like that. I found classes easier than others. I guess it's a mixture of luck and intelligence. Not to mention it's easy to be a high achiever when you don't have many friends. Oh. Not many close ones anyway. My only real fan was Harukua. I don't know how to pronounce that. Speaking of which, I heard her shouting from outside my room. Yeah, this is just... Open up, Daddy. Oh, jeez. I made a mistake. I'm not your wake-up call. Do you think I'm some kind of maid? Oh, Jesus. This feels so wrong to me. I don't play games or watch anime or anything like that. But, it was a horror game, so of course I'm gonna play it. No! But I know what you were thinking. I really wasn't, but okay. Your mom told me to come and see if you were awake. You could have knocked, and you could have been waiting downstairs for me like a good friend. What is that mouth? That looks so weird. Okay. Instead, I had to come and find you, Mr. Lazy Pants. Aren't you excited to get to school? Why would I be excited about school? To show off that big old brain of yours. If I was at the top of my class, I'd rub it in everybody's faces. Bow down, peasants, you know? People already dislike enough, Farkua. Maybe you play nice with others for once. I'm always nice. So making people bow is... Oh, Jesus. Kinky. I guess you have a point. New year, new me. Okay. The art style is so weird. Because, you can tell that they're legitimately just, drew all over the eyes and then just put, curves there. Look at the eyebrows. They're just, on the hair. That's not normal. I wonder if that's on purpose or not. Purposefully bad? I don't know. That's what you did last year when you tried to dye your hair blonde and ended up with a patch missing. I said new me! And new classmates. Ah, you distracted me. Now we're gonna be late. And me saying we're going to be late while standing here is making us later, and explaining that... Let's go. I moved towards the door, gathering a goo as I walked. This feels so weird and so wrong and everything. I regretted the summer I spent inside for a brief second before the sun flashed straight into my eyes. The sun glinted off Haruka's buttons. She let me open the door and burst out of it into the sun. While she'd spent the summer holidays practicing for track, I'd been dedicated to completing Doki Doki I'm. Is Doki like an intentional reference to something? But yeah, track! Woo! Video game achievements are comparable to athletic achievements, I reassure myself. Oh yeah, that's my philosophy. Actually, you know, I'm not even going to go into that. Even as I watch her spin on the spot, yards ahead of me. Daddy's so slow, he needs to go. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so, sorry. Go faster, but that doesn't rhyme. Amazing poetry. She laughed and rolls her eyes as she spun forward. Instead of going ahead, she matched my pace. I was hurrying, sure, but how do you compete with a star runner? You're slow, me. Wow, she wiggled her hips from side to side as she skipped backwards. Hurry up, Daddy. Oh, Jesus. I made a mistake! Why did I play this game? This feels like... This is worse than the actual horror part of it. Just get to the horror part of it so I don't have to deal with weird anime girls. Okay. Haruka. Okay, I think it's Haruka. Is already ahead of me, as if eager to show off. Even at my best, Haruka was always faster than me. We used to race to school together when we were kids. Not so much now, except we're running late, so there's no other choice. A quick save. I can't believe I beat you. I was hunched over beside Haruka, trying to catch my breath. Sarcasm. Isn't cute. Not everyone spends all their time running. I gasp for breath and stand up straight, even if I'm... Am I shorter than her, taller than her? I would need to look down at her. I glared down at her, but it feels mean to use my height against her. Too much studying and not enough athletics, nerd. Being smart is fine, but people want more than brains. Exactly. Like stamina. I used to do cross-country. Wait, what? What is she doing? What? You need a balance. I'd rather be hot. What? It's, I'd rather be hot, because we all know I'm hot, right? Daddy, that's gonna get you into trouble. Past the fact looks will fade one day. Don't you believe in true love? Oh, he actually meant, like, handsome hot. I thought he meant, like, temperature hot. That's, like, very philosophical for this early in the day. We should probably get to class. We might just make it. Mr. Tanaka was set to be our homeroom teacher. He was apathetic to lateness. As a teacher, he tended to be hungover at the start of the year. He had a reputation that spread throughout the school because of it. We had missed homeroom, which meant we needed to track down our class on foot. We went in search of familiar faces until we passed by the science room. It was the saddest of all the classrooms, given it was limited even before transfer students had been organized. As we walked into our first class, everyone was already, I don't know, and it was an often moment where everyone pivoted to look at us. The seating wasn't consistent, too many tables crammed into the classroom. I had the packed room, unsure of where to sit. I could feel everyone staring at us, and then silence filled the room. I swallowed hard, my gaze shifting to the front of the room. Mr. Saito stood at the, I don't know how to pronounce any of these, stood at the head of the classroom in his pressed suit and thick glasses. So good of you to show up. You're only 15 minutes late. And how could it be that much? Even after running, we had been so late. Given your disregard for punctuality, you've missed your group assignment. Group assignment? Mr. Saito made a huge deal about quitting last year, and everyone had rejoiced. Haruka, I don't know, Hayukin, okay, no. Had written an impolite note on his car as a parting gift. You've been attending this school for years, and you can't even find your way to class. He wasn't glaring at us, instead he was glaring straight at Haruka. It's a miracle you found your way at all, Haruka. Even you couldn't spell map, let alone use one. Haruka flinched beside me while I stood still. We didn't mean to be late, and we didn't mean to have nuclear weapons revolutionize man's relationship with war, and yet here we are. Oh my god, I felt my mouth drop open in protest, but I didn't have a response. What do you even say to that? I don't think being late to class is like inventing weapons. For once you're correct. You don't think. Oh jeez. Mr. Zato's just, oh my god. As I was saying, groups have been assigned. Mr. Saito heaved a loud sigh as he settled into his speech. He'd interrupted to scold us. Due to limited resources, we're required to work in groups of 4. Supplies will be limited, giving the additional students. Mr. Sato looked over the class, his brow furrowed as he considered the masses. And more importantly, my patience will be limited. He continued to speak, but my attention drifted. This was my fault. I'd been running behind because of the induction form. He'd yelled at Haruka as if it was all her fault when it was my fault. But he'd not even looked at me. Perhaps I was a good student? Well, Haruka meant well. She didn't excel in academics. It was no reason to make such an example of her. Given this is your final year, there will be a balance of practical and theoretical work. You'll be expected to manage your progress. Your theory work will be done as homework, while the practical will be handed in class to better make use of the facilities. I shouldn't have to explain to you the reason for this. I don't want you conducting experiments outside of class. I shot a hopeful look to Haruka, who was drawing on her notebook. I expected a dirty joke out of her, but she just seemed dead to the world. I kept my mouth shut and focused on unpacking my bag. Find your groups. We'll be having a revision of safety protocols. I looked up from my bag as people began to move from desk to desk. He moved away from the front of the classroom and towards Haruka and I. As have an uneven number of students in this class you're left with. He gestured with his arm to a group of girls I'd never seen before. Doki Doki Literature Club yet again. Big Titty McGee and, I don't know, weird goth girl, yay. Oh god, oh no. But we'd never have to be in groups of 4 or more before. It was normally Haruka and I working together. Or I'd work and Haruka would goof off. But it worked for me. I was able to go at my own pace. This was awful. It was usually us. I knew there would be extra students this year. I guess I hadn't thought about our class sizes. Well, why don't we sit down first? That had been the girl with pink hair. The corners of her lips kicked up into a smile. I looked at Haruka, who hadn't spoken. She usually giggled and passed notes during class, even when the teacher spoke. Now she looked miserable. Well, Mr. Sato suggested we join our groups. I believe that means you two. Haruka remained seated, her legs crossed on the desk and her chin in her hands. I suppose so. I'm Daddy. Oh, jeez. Imagine if you introduced yourself as Daddy to one of your students. Oh my gosh. The pink hair girl perked, embarrassed she had not introduced herself sooner. I'm Aiko. It's a pleasure to meet you. We're all from Minami School, as you're aware. My friends are Kana, that's me, hi. Okay, hi. You guys have very pointy chins. Well, Aiko was around the same height as most of the girls in the class. She towered over this girl. Her frame was slight, her confidence was enviable. She was the shortest in the class, easily, yet commanded attention. And that's Yumi, she's part of our group too. Yumi sent a peace sign toward me, a slouched posture and a lazy smirk on her lips. She remained quiet and seemed distracted by something outside the window. Who's your friend? Didn't he tell you who you'd be with? He did, but I wanted to ask what you'd like to be called, rather than assume your name matched the class role. Why wouldn't it match? Also, Aiko visibly fidgeted, her lips pursed together. This feels so weird. Just this entire game. Oh, I feel like such a weeaboo. No offense to people who like anime, I just don't. And this feels very wrong to me. I feel like this is, I don't know. I was being polite. Then why not just ask me what my name is? Why ask Daddy? You seemed as if you wanted to be left alone. So talking about me like I'm not here is, I didn't want to, I'm Haruka. That went super awesome. Jeez. I'm sorry about her. She's just anxious. She's not usually so... Words failed me as Haruka had snapped. I should have asked her directly. I was rude. Nah, you weren't rude. You could have been like... What? What the fuck is up, Kyle? No, I didn't see the last part. Look at her lips! What is that smile? Okay, we're at school, but... We're at school. I can't think of any good school ones. You know what I meant. She looked at Mr. Saito, who had moved to the practical side of the classroom. He seemed enamored with a brightly colored stack of papers. Oh, swearing? Yes, that! Why the frick does it matter? I watched as Aiko's eye twitched at the corner. While Yumi remained silent, she seemed visibly amused. With their, like... You guys can't see, but I'm, like, pulling the corners of my lips all the way up to my eyeballs. Well, obviously I can't when I'm trying to class roll. It's just so lopsided. Oh god. Um, when I looked forward again, people were on their feet. They were heading to the attached practical classroom. Mr. Sato was standing in front of the class, same as before. Everyone formed around him. I could see, but I didn't really care. It was the same speech every year. We're from my Nami school, the school that burnt down. Oh, great. Well, not burnt down. To say it was burnt down replied it was leveled. Oh, come on. Why can't... The building itself survived the fire, but the fire released... Why? It was built in the time before... There was a different time and there's no different... In following closer inspection, they discovered underlying issues within the foundations. Ah! Dang it! I can't read that fast aloud. Hey, Aikyo. Oh, sorry. In short, yes, our school burnt down. There seemed to be more to the story than I'd been told. Then again, I wasn't going to ask about the specifics of architectural issues. They sent out a letter about the transfer. Understandable, it is a sudden increase in numbers, although many students choose to go elsewhere, with no slight towards your school, of course. Merely, there were other schools closer, or they had a family history with. Of our year, there's 12 of us left that came here. We've all been added to this class for science. Were you 3 friends before? Ah, loosely. I helped Yumi with her homework while Kana and I are both friends through our families. Oh, so that's why you're friends with me. Kana, no, I like spending time with you, and you have merits. Oh yeah, merits, not Metris. What? Wowie, thanks. I panicked. Merits? So, Daddy, the group. The group were formed by Mr. Sato. Given our senior class was mixed into your class, it could be an opportunity to learn from one another. Yeah, we know lots of stuff. Like, I know stuff about brains. Very helpful, kinda. We all do have our preferred field, no doubt. I was surprised they called it science. Usually they have a specific class for each topic. I chose biology while kinda went to psychology. Ooh, psychology. Yeah, I don't know about genetics and, like, cells. It is weird, but as long as we all do our work. Haruka had been beside the group but silent until Kana's last comment. What are you implying? You think we're gonna slack off? Daddy works harder than anyone else at this school. I noticed how she left herself out of the defense. I couldn't help but shake my head. I didn't say that. Group projects are renowned for their failure rate. Very true. I hate group projects, but I also love them. I usually just goof off with everybody and do all my work. Like, I was a good student, but I also, like, goofed off so much. Like, we would just do a bunch of random weird things in class, like build giant towers out of rulers and pencils. But then my teachers were so cool, they didn't even care because we got our work done, and I actually got pretty good grades too. So the teachers just didn't even care about what the weird things that I did in class. Everyone has to be on the same page and want the same things. Not to mention communication. Yeah, like if you don't do the work, we have to. If we don't do the work, Kana shrugged, her arms crossed. Or rather, groups can be unreliable, as everyone has to pull their weight. Kana and I were at the top of our respective classes at Minami. I'm gonna bet the class wasn't on fire safety. Ooh! Rest in peace, them. It was a joke. Aw. Oh, that's not very good. This is dumb, Daddy. We shouldn't be in such a big group. Why can't we at least be with our friends? We could be friends. I don't need new friends. As if I wanted to be her friend anyway. Oh no! Okay, these two are being poop heads, and then there's just me and her being like, I don't know. Kana, I felt like Aiko and I were moderating a spat between kids. Exactly! That's what I was trying to comment there, but I can't talk, you know? We exchanged brief eye contact before I turned back to look at Haruka. Okay, I just had to restart my screen recording. If you give them a chance, they can be our friends. Haruka looked away to glance at Yumi. I guess. If you turned up on time, you'd be in the group of your choice. I'm not trying to be rude. We haven't even met before this year. Next time our school burns down, we'll make sure it's okay with you first. Aika seemed frozen to the spot while Haruka watched after Kana. Kana. I don't even care! I'm just gonna call you, I don't know. Steve Harvey. I don't know. I can't come up with good names. Okay, so I'm just gonna call you Blue Hair. I don't know what I'm gonna call her. Okay, Haruka, I didn't mean it like that. Ugh. You should go apologize. Kana had moved to the front of the room, even though she was the shortest in the class. Haruka tried to be nice to the new students, to the detriment of the old students. She elbowed her way through the crowd and hip-checked a girl out of her way. Perhaps if she had been on time. Of course my screen recorder has to do that on the last piece of footage. Ah, this is so annoying. Okay, so, she elbowed her way through the crowd and hip-checked a girl out of the way. So, I already had finished this entire video, like I had recorded it. There's not too much more of it. But still. This is annoying. It completely cut out. I need to get a good screen recorder, please. Perhaps shipping time. Yeah, we were running behind. Actually, I was running behind, but Haruka was on time. Please try and be on time in the future. I will, I promise. So, all of this stuff is just like, oops. You know what? I'll just save that. You know what? Yeah, why not? Oops. I just saved a bunch of stuff. Oops. Okay. So, I'm just going to skip all of this. It's just like a bunch of randomly talking, and like, here's my major. I'm not sure if you guys already saw this. Did I really skip all of this? Oh my gosh, I read all of this before. It's basically just like us socializing, her acting weird about her school that burnt down, her eating teriyaki chicken for breakfast. Is there anything else important? I don't think so. Yeah, so then I talked to them. So I talked to Kana first, and then I kept talking to Kana. Then I talked to Yumi, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I talked to Yumi, even though Yumi can't talk. And then I talked to Heiko. Yeah, so, then I talked to her, and then she's like, I'm so angsty and everything. How's the wall? It's gonna be okay. Okay. So, trust me, like, there's nothing that you guys missed. You should apologize to the other girls. Okay. And then I went back to my house. Yeah. It's in bed. Oh, wait, I need to go back a little bit. Okay. So, I might as well do the final stuff, just because, like, I don't know. Haruka had left me at the front of the door, to head to her house. It wasn't common for us to hang out at each other's houses anymore. We used to years ago, but her dad didn't much like me. I'd always been polite to him and Haruka, but he was convinced we were dating. It wasn't like that. I get why people would think that, but we were just friends, right? I dropped my bag beside my desk and sat on the edge of my bed. My house was quiet, and neither of my parents were home. I had no siblings to speak of either. I was used to the quiet. Huh? An invitation to a group chat? Ooh. This is about to... Wait, this is Discord! Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna make this a series, though, okay? I'm gonna do that. I'll see you tomorrow.